Mr. Excel podcast is sponsored by Easy Excel. Learning Excel from Mr. Excel podcast. Are they customers? Oh, wow. Today's question is sent in by Sheri, and this is just going to be a tough one. Sheri's boss gave her two spreadsheets. One is a list of all of their customers, and I'm sure there's hundreds of those. And then another one is a list that he got from somewhere, right? So, some magazines gave a list of all the top warehouse customers or top warehouses or something. He says, hey, figure out which of these people on this prospect list is already in our customer list. And she says, is there a function that will do that? Well, sort of. Okay, so we want to look for AT&T in this list of customers, and I have a short list here. I'll press F4, and we want an exact match. And that tells us that, yes, AT&T is already the second item in the list. We'll copy this down. And what we get is we get a bunch of numbers and we get a bunch of NAs. Anything that has a number is already in that list. Anything that has an NA may not be in that list. And when I say may not be, because this data is pretty good. I typed it all, or I had it in a spreadsheet, and I actually inserted a few new customers over here. This is for something in one of my seminars. And so I know that most of this data is perfect. But look, IBM and IBM are spelled two different ways. I threw that in there just to illustrate the problem. And if this came from a magazine and this came from your accounts receivable department, I guarantee that there are a whole bunch of things that do not match. All right, so in the imaginary perfect world, you could just sort. These are the prospects who aren't customers. These are the prospects who are customers based on the result of that. But in real life, this is not going to be as easy at all. What I would do in real life is I would take out the ones that were exact matches and just set those aside. But then we end up, here, let's do it this way. All right, so these are the ones that we still need to go through and manually check to see if they're there. I would be very tempted to follow this strategy. I'm going to control drag the worksheet to create a copy of it. So here's my original customer list. I'm going to take the prospects and I'm going to copy those and I'm going to paste those below the data, so right down here, and I'm going to put something to differentiate these, like so an X over here. So that was an X, and control enter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort the whole thing, data A to Z, so that way now all the customers are appearing alphabetically. And let's see, that sort didn't respect, that's because I didn't have a heading there, so just we'll call this prospect X. Make that bold. Let's see if we can sort now. Data A to Z. Still didn't work. Microsoft Excel 2007. I hate how you handle this. So we want to sort by customer list. Click OK. All right, so now we have all the customers alphabetically, and they're in contrasting colors. So I just have to cruise down through here and find the prospects. So I'm going to use Control down arrow to move to the next X. Here's Citigroup. They're in blue. Look around. Is there a Citigroup? No. General Electric. Is there General Electric? GE? Anything? No. Home Depot? Unless HP? No. IBM? So there's a match. All right, so we can change that color or say match or something, just that we will be able to sort it out later. This is a very imperfect process. Fuzzy match. Easy Excel offers a fuzzy match. We can merge sheets and try the fuzzy match. The problem is with fuzzy match, lots of things that don't match get called out as a match, or out at the Mr. Excel Challenge of the Month there was a fuzzy match algorithm. Then you have to go through and look at all the fuzzy matches and decide is it the same thing or not. Even if I had 1,000 in each list, using this method here, just cruising down through and eyeballing each one, is it different? Is it the same? I think it's probably the fastest way to go. I feel bad for Sheri. This is not going to be a fun process no matter how you do it. Using match might get you the few that happen to randomly be entered the same way in the magazine and your customer list, but it's still going to be an ugly manual process. Well, hey, I want to thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another netcast from Mr. Excel.